There is a place on Earth where the rules seem different. A place where evolution appears to have made decisions that feel almost like mistakes. Where animals have developed features so alien, so utterly improbable, that the first scientists who encountered them thought their specimens were frauds, deliberate hoaxes constructed in laboratories. This place covers less than 6% of Earth's surface, yet it contains 10% of all species that have ever existed. The Amazon rainforest is not just a forest, it is a crucible of strangeness. And what happens there, in the darkness beneath those leaves, might fundamentally change how we understand life itself. We are about to descend. To understand why the Amazon creates creatures unlike anywhere else on Earth, we must first understand what makes the Amazon different from everywhere else on Earth. The Amazon is not a place of abundance, it is a place of desperation disguised as abundance. This is crucial. The soil beneath those trees is poor, almost sterile. What looks like a paradise is actually a race against scarcity. Nutrients cycle so quickly, so violently, that plants and animals have had to evolve in ways that seem almost frantic. In most ecosystems, life spreads out. Predators hunt prey across open grasslands. There is space, there is room to hide and room to hunt. But the rainforest compresses everything. Millions of species live stacked upon each other in a space the size of a living room. When you compress this much life into this much space, under this much pressure, something breaks, or rather, something transforms. Scientists call this the tropical biodiversity puzzle. And what it means is this: environments with the most resources seem to produce the most specialized creatures, the most extreme adaptations, the most alien designs. Here's where it gets strange. A creature called the glass frog has evolved a solution so improbable that the first researcher who documented it thought the specimen had been damaged. This tiny frog, no larger than your thumbnail, has skin so transparent that you can see its internal organs, its eggs, its beating heart. But it doesn't just have transparent skin, it has a behavior to match. During mating season, the male positions himself on a leaf above water. He calls to females, and when a female arrives, they mate directly above the stream below. This is not random, this is deliberate. The male is placing himself in the one position where predators beneath the water cannot see his silhouette from below, because there is no silhouette to see. The transparency evolved not just as camouflage, but as a solution to a specific problem in a specific location. That is the Amazon's signature. Not general adaptations, laser-focused evolutionary responses to hyper-specific pressures. Scientists still don't fully understand why transparency is worth the metabolic cost. Being transparent requires constantly managing light refraction, preventing reflection at cell boundaries. It is expensive. What made it worth the price? This raises a larger question. How many other creatures in the Amazon have solved problems we don't even know exist yet? Beneath the canopy, there is a hidden forest. A forest of water. During the wet season, the Amazon floods. Entire forests become submerged for months. Trees that evolved on land must suddenly survive as aquatic plants. The pressure, the constraint, intensifies. In this flooded world, a creature has evolved that makes the glass frog seem almost normal by comparison. The pink river dolphin, the boto, is a freshwater cetacean that looks like something evolution compromised on midway through creation. Its head is bulbous and distorted. Its spine is unfused, allowing it to bend almost like an eel. Its flippers can rotate in directions that mammalian flippers should not rotate in. Most unsettling, it has independently mobile eyes. While most dolphins have evolved to use echolocation almost exclusively, the boto still uses vision, and its eyes can point in different directions. This is not just unusual. This is a creature that seems caught between two forms of existence, between a land mammal that returned to water and something more alien still. But here's what we don't know. We don't actually understand why the pink river dolphin looks the way it looks. Most of the adaptations, the bulbous head, the flexible spine, the independent eyes, they don't seem to offer obvious survival advantages. They are there and they work, but the evolutionary pressures that demanded them remain mysterious. The Amazon's flooded forests are only recently being seriously studied. Most of the year, they are inaccessible. What lives in that darkness? What adaptations have evolved in waters that drain and refill, in forests that are periodically dry and periodically submerged? Scientists estimate that up to 80% of Amazonian biodiversity remains undocumented. 80%. This raises perhaps the most unsettling question of all. If the creatures we have found are this strange, what must the creatures we haven't found look like? We descend deeper still. Life in the Amazon has not just evolved physically, it has evolved chemically, in ways that challenge our basic assumptions of biology. The Amazon contains some of the most poisonous creatures on Earth, but poisonous doesn't quite capture what's happening. Some frogs carry enough toxin in their skin to kill 10 adult humans. Some insects use toxins so sophisticated that make pharmaceutical laboratories look primitive. But here's the deeply strange part. Many of these creatures are not producing these toxins from scratch. They are stealing them. A poison dart frog will eat a specific insect, an insect that contains toxic compounds that the frog cannot manufacture. The frog consumes the insect and then repurposes the toxin, storing it in its own skin, making itself poisonous. The frog is not a poison maker, it is a poison thief. We don't know how the frog identifies which insects contain which toxins. We don't know how it processes toxins that would kill most other creatures. We don't know how it prevents the toxin from poisoning itself. What we do know is this. The Amazon appears to have evolved an entire ecosystem based on chemical espionage, creatures stealing from each other, toxins moving up food chains in ways that shouldn't be possible. An arms race of poisons and counterpoisons, so ancient and so complex that we are only beginning to map its outer edges. And the most disturbing discovery of all came only recently. In 2010, scientists discovered that some Amazonian plants appear to have evolved an ability to communicate through fungal networks in the soil. Nutrients, chemical signals, and possibly information about insect attacks travel through these networks from plant to plant. It is not consciousness, but it is not simple chemistry either. It is something in between, a form of biological information processing that we don't have words for yet. The implications are staggering. If plants are communicating, if they are sharing information about threats, if they are coordinating responses, then the Amazon is not a collection of individual creatures. It is a system, a unified organism, and we have been studying it as though we were examining individual cells without realizing they were part of a body. The strangeness is not in the creatures. The strangeness is in how the creatures are connected. We have named perhaps 2 million species on Earth. Scientists estimate that between 5 and 100 million species exist. Most of that gap exists in the Amazon. Many Amazonian creatures possess abilities we are only now beginning to understand. Some insects produce light through chemical reactions. Some snakes have heat-sensing pits so sensitive that they can detect temperature differences of 1/100th of a degree. Some fish navigate using electrical fields we cannot see, in a sensory dimension we cannot access. We call these extraordinary adaptations, but they are not extraordinary to the creatures that possess them. They are normal. They evolved here because the Amazon demanded them. But here's what we must understand. This system is collapsing. The Amazon is being cleared at a rate of approximately 1.5 acres per minute. At this rate, critical sections of the forest could collapse within 2 decades. And with that collapse, we will lose creatures we have never named. We will lose adaptations we have never documented. We will lose pieces of biological knowledge that took 50 million years to write. We will close a book we were just beginning to read. The creatures of the Amazon evolved to solve problems we don't even know exist yet. Their solutions, their chemical strategies, their behavioral adaptations, their ways of sensing and communicating could hold answers in medicine, in architecture, in how to organize complex systems efficiently. We are destroying a library of biological possibility without knowing what's written on the shelves. The Amazon makes creatures strange because the Amazon is extreme. Extreme pressure, extreme competition, extreme specialization. Every creature there has been honed by millions of years of hyper-specific evolutionary pressure into something almost impossibly tailored to its role, not just as a hunter or prey, but as a chemical engineer, an architect.